Hello, everybody. Welcome to a special TESLG interview. We are here with a very important person in TESLG and the Season 1 Constructors title winner and Drivers World Champion, Silent, Yeet, or Ladesco, whatever you want to call him. And we have him here today for a special interview. So we're just going to start off with a simple question. What is it like to be the first ever constructors title and drivers champion in TESLG?
I mean, it feels good, always having a spot in this league, even if it weren't like that big of an achievement, because I mean, I was the fastest there. People seem to disagree, but it's just like everyone says that it was a close fight because the points were close at the end race. It really weren't. I could have just joined any race and won it. My PB was 2 seconds off anyone else's PB at Great Britain at the time. So, and I could have turned up to that.
And obviously your teammate. Who was your teammate back in Season 1? Do you remember?
It changed quite a lot. It was like,
I believe, wasn't it Bellex? I think.
Ollie was there at the end. Ollie was there at the end.
Yeah, it used to be Ollie with you, I think. Wasn't Bellex also your teammate, or did you come after he left?
It was Ollie. It was Bellex, Ollie.
Yeah. You didn't really have good activity towards the latter races of the season. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Why you weren't really attending as many races despite being in a fight for the championship at the time?
I mean, as I said earlier, I did calculate it so I knew I could win it without going. And I was spending a lot of time at my nan's at that time anyway. I mean, she would have just taken me home for a race if I needed it, but I didn't.
And even though you missed some of the races, as you said, you calculated, you ended up winning the championship by a close 4 points. Anyway.
Yeah. One thing I couldn't calculate for though was Lil, or Lilin, whatever you want to call him, deleting the fucking league.
Yeah, that was.
So I was going until that race. That the gap went to 4 points, and then I would come back in, win another 5 races, and take another break.
Yeah, it was just kind of on and off in attending races. You win some races, take some time off, and then come back to score the points you needed to.
Yeah.
And it ended up paying off in the end for you. You didn't attend the last couple rounds, and you still won the championship.
Thing is, that could have actually hurt my chance of winning the championship as well, because directly after that, when I was really inactive for Season 2.
Yeah.
That's because my mum was ill and I had to stay at my nan's.
So
if I had to race, I would have been on phone.
Yeah, and obviously that would have really hurt your chances of winning the championship.
Yeah, it would have. I'm a lot slower on.
Well, I mean, like, you still won the championship, but it was kind of, you got lucky there at the end, that the season kind of ended a little bit early, because 4 more rounds to go, it would have not been probably the best situation for you, considering you took that time off.
Yeah, it would have.
And then going into Season 2, you were meant to race in Season 2, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Because you were signed with, I think it was either Alpine or Red Bull, I think you signed for at the start of Season 2, that you were meant to race.
I signed from many different teams in Season 2.
It kind of bounced around a lot.
Yeah.
But then mainly for Season 2 is when you started to go into a bit of a sort of a retirement from driving. But then now in Season 3, you've come back. Was there a main motive to return to racing? for season 3?
Not really. It's just that my karting career didn't work out, as all of you know. I kind of smashed my hand in.
And was F2 kind of a new opportunity for you?
I mean, yeah, because now I can win another championship.
So do you think being in the junior league, Formula 2, do you think that there needs to be a bit of confidence in you and the car and all these things, not just to win F2, but to win any championship? Do you think there are some things that you need to have to win a championship, but not just by driving
Yeah,
skills?
as you know, I've just swapped out Aston like this week, and the car is horrible. It's shit. Bro, the rear end just keeps throwing me out of it. I just have to get used to it, won't I?
Yep. And all the cars have different characteristics. You will prefer another car over the other. And we haven't really seen much switching going on in Formula 1. It's mainly been Formula 2 that's had all the switching going on between teams. So another thing I wanted to ask you is, in season 2, when you started off, were there any drivers that you thought could be main competitors? Or was it from the beginning that you knew, I'm faster than these guys?
Eason.
So, was it like you thought since the beginning that you were the fastest since the beginning?
No. Eason, Malaysia.
Yeah.
He's quick. I could have beaten him easily if I weren't on 20 FPS, but
Wow.
it's just PC errors.
It's just
But he
something.
is quite quick. He
Yeah.
got 107, like what, 9?
9.
Something like that.
And I think your main competition.
Either way, I
Yeah.
had all fastest sectors in different laps. I had every fastest sector and no one took it from me.
Yeah, and your main competition that season was Alfa Romeo, then you moved to Mercedes, but it was Ash.
Yeah.
Aside from Ash, were there really any people that could try and match you, like on pace, or as...
Basket or Air, and Air is quicker than me, so Basket. And then the other Aston driver at the time, I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Season 1.
And was it just kind of that, that it was just when you won the championship, were there plans to continue racing in season 2 for you, or were you thinking that you might wrap up your career because you had achieved the ultimate goal?
I was thinking of winning another, but then all these quick drivers started joining, you see, and I couldn't do shit.
Yeah, everybody just started flooding in, and eventually the pace gap was just a whole lot different. So, is there any...
I'm good for an auto. Something else. I can't keep up.
Yeah.
With the world record at Qatar first. The person that's got the world record at Qatar.
Yeah.
Sitting between Harley Luca, bro. 20.4, 120.4. How is that even possible?
I don't know. And back here, Qatar, two weeks ago at Qatar, Stealthy was on a 120 lap and he bottled it. He was on a 120 lap, definitely 120. What do you think about like the speed of the F1 drivers now? How much the field has changed back from when you used to drive?
I mean, personally, I think it's good for the league, but bad for me.
And it's bad for a lot of drivers that used to be competitive in the F1 field and now have sort of either retired or fled to F2.
Yeah.
But with faster drivers comes more competition as well, that you could argue.
Yeah.
It's just sort of... Well, now that you're in Formula 2 for Season 3, what's your main goal besides winning the championship? Is there anything...
Just getting just as fast as those F1 no lines.
to then hopefully be competitive with them. And another thing I want to ask is how did you join Brawn GP for F2? How did you join it?
I just DM'd him saying I wanted to join F2. He said, sorry, my team is full. I told him my times, and he was like, oh, I need you in my team. Let me change it.
Yeah. So obviously it was quick persuading, wasn't it?
Persuade him with my few PBs.
PBs, yeah. And
21 for Qatar.
yeah, and maybe
Never been able to get 21 since, but you know.
yeah, I've ever since I set my personal best at Qatar, I've never improved. So that was like a week ago. I think I set the personal best.
Yeah, I set 21-4, and now I can't even get into the 21. I don't even know what I'm doing differently. I'm just doing something differently, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not. This is a 109, bro. What the fuck is this? That?
And obviously I've persuaded you. We made a deal for you to come to Aston. I paid you 20 Robux a race that you attended. 20 Robux for every race you came to. That was
sadly I just fell asleep.
Sadly your sleep costed you 20 Robux. How do you feel about that?
20 cents.
Yeah, a whole 20 Robux was costed.
I've got to go get my breakfast in a minute, so
yeah.
Finish it now.
Well, I think that's all for the interview. Yeah, thank you for your time. We hope to see you on the top step of the podium in Greek at the Greek Grand Prix for F2 next week. So, yeah, thank you for your time in these interviews, and yeah, that's it. Just thank you for your time. That's all I have to say.